Hey friends, it's nail day and here's what we're going to be doing. We are going to be doing a magnetic gel, natural nail gel overlay. I will be using my favorite Japanese gel brands and I will go ahead and show you from start to finish what I will be doing. And just so you know, I will also be embellishing my own nails with these little bubble things that I cannot get over. I've been doing them on a few manicures now. I think this is like my third manicure doing this accent. I don't know, can't get over it, and you can't blame me. Now I left a few of them clear, you're gonna see, and a couple I went ahead and burnished with some chrome pigments. So let's go ahead and prepare ourselves a nice warm cup of tea in this winter day and head on over to the studio to grab our supplies and get started. Hey there and welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. My name is Paola of PaolaPonceNails.com, your source for all things premium soft gels and independent nail tech success. If you would like to continue growing with me, then do consider subscribing. Let's grab our tools. So today actually is a very important day for my nails because I want to try the new Smooth Fit base gel by Leafgel, and I'm excited about it because it promises a little more viscosity, so we want to learn how much viscosity. Now I do have a feeling it's going to be more on the flexible side, so preemptively I'm going to grab also my Leafgel hard top gel so that I can give my nails stability so they're not too bendy as they grow out, because we don't know when is the next time these are going to be done. Grab your nail caddy. You always need a nail caddy if you want to know what this is. This is the perfect nail caddy, and I'm gonna go ahead and link it for you down below. It just houses everything that I would need for my nails. These were my nails about 8 weeks almost now done, and I can get over the bubble detail, which you're going to see today also. And yes, they were looking a hot mess, and one in particular, the middle one, was starting to flex, which is why I went ahead and filed them down. Yes, when they are getting long, you want to file them down. By the way, this is what we're going for, but as you can see, it's 2 weeks old, and that is because I meant to do my nails about 2 weeks ago and things happened. I wasn't able to, but that's fine. I kept my nails and my nail length safe by filing it down. Again, you want to file it down. That middle one has been really lifting on me, and that's why I couldn't delay these nails any longer. We don't want any bacteria seeping underneath that lift. And yeah, so I like to work with gloves so that I keep that fine dust off of my skin. I feel like it dries my skin a lot during the process, during the service. So yeah, put these on, cut the tips off, and here we go. Now, this is the eval that I'm going to be using. It's one that I'm testing for you guys, and I do have a video planned for you. It's about an $80 eval, which is really inexpensive, but I'm excited about it because it seems to be high quality. I want to compare it with my $500 eval. Anywho, safety first, I'm going to be removing embellishments, so I want to also be wearing eye protection. Highly recommend, guys. And these glasses also have like little shields on the side just to, I guess, keep all the dust particles or as much of them away. So first things first, with my removal, I want to use this very aggressive Carbide bit. It's actually in an extra coarse grit, and the reason being is because I'm reducing those bubbles. Those bubbles, even if they were little pieces that I attach on there, like little plastic embellishments, I still probably would use this tool. And I want to use a tool like this that is sort of aggressive so that I don't waste any fine bit like my ceramic bit, which I'm going to be switching over to shortly. All right, so I'm going to be removing some bulk, but paying very close attention not to get into the natural nail. Here is how the removal is going. So as you can see, I'm starting to get to the natural nail. So it is time to switch to something a little bit more fine, a little more delicate, should it come in contact with the nail. For me, that's always going to be my ceramic bit in a fine grit. Now this middle nail, I know I have some lifting on there, so I do want to break into that lifting and then carefully remove the product that is still attached, and you should see it just kind of fly off. And again, just use care, as the tool may touch the natural nail. We want that to be very minimal. At this point, you are going to be very tempted to pull the product that is sticking up off, but don't do so, because you will remove keratin way more than my tool could gently do so if it accidentally touched the nail. Time for my other hand. So things are about to get a little awkward with my motions, but we are going to repeat the same process that we did on the left hand on the right hand. At this point that the nails are thin with the product, I want to go ahead and start giving the nails a rough shape with my nail nippers. These are not cuticle nippers. They are much stronger than cuticle nippers, and they are for the purpose of cutting nails or plastic. I gotta caution you, those nail nippers are very sharp. There are different variations of nail nippers. I'll link you down below to where I get mine, and you may also want some that are a little shorter with that working part, that cutting part, because you can see I kind of kept trimming my skin just a tad, but I knew how to be careful with it, so I proceeded. But I was thinking of you guys, and if any of you are beginners, I'm like, oh Lord, maybe not these for them. So make sure that you find one with a smaller working part, but that is still a nail nipper. Now, as you can see, my nails look a little bit stressed. They have like a little bit of white pigmentation to them, and that's because I reduce the product a little bit more than what I usually like to do on my nails. But the reason being is because I have a tinted base on, and I really want to reduce that as much as possible without fully stripping it off. And I could have probably done a soak off, but again, I don't want to remove all of the product. I'm okay with a little bit of that tinted base being underneath. Keep that in mind when you're working with tinted builders, that you may have to keep some of the color underneath. Another thing of why that white kind of like pigmentation on the nail plate doesn't concern me, because in my experience, it does turn back to normal, whether it's by rehydrating the nail or by prepping the nail plate. So again, it's temporary. That chalkiness is going to go away as soon as my nails renourish themselves, either by my own natural moisture oils being produced on the nail plate, or by me taking cuticle oil or washing my hands and rehydrating. Now it is time to prep my nails with a diamond bit. And here's the thing, there are so many different diamond cuticle bits that you can use for prepping the nail. I'm going to be using this one that's a little bit more rounded on the edge, and it's just going to keep me safe from digging the tool accidentally, because you know, when you are working on your opposite hand, things can get a little unsafe. So I do like this one because it's a little bit more of a safety pointed bit. And if you're interested in this, I'll go ahead and link it down below also for you. Now this is where knowing what products you are working with is so important. So in this channel, we specialize in the use of soft gel products to overlay natural nails, and these soft gel products have different viscosity. Now what I'm going to be doing with my sponge buffer is evening things out. Now this is a 100 to 180 grit sponge buffer. It is not going to shiny buff the nail. If you go with this too fast, however, you will reduce the keratin on your nails. So you want to use it just enough, primarily on the old product, to level the field here so that all of the nails can be structured nicely. If you leave a lot of dips and valleys on your nails after a removal, then the soft gel product, which is a little more viscous, it doesn't hold its form like an acrylic or a hard gel or a poly gel, then the soft gel product is going to dip into every nook and cranny. So this is why you have seen me pay attention to leveling it down so that it's flat and smooth to the nail, but not shiny buff, because then it's going to be too smooth and then we're going to incur pop-offs. The best way to do that is by switching to using a 100 to 180 degree buffer, which has some texture to leave on the product, the prior product, and also the nail plate. That's going to create beautiful adhesion. So now that I know what Smooth Fit base gel wears like, feels like, applies like, because I'm actually doing a voiceover over this video after doing my nails, I can tell you that it's going to be one of my favorite base gels. It reminds me so much of one of my favorite base gels, Clear Gel by Biosculpture, and it's got thickness and it's got flexibility. But here's the thing, you cannot structure with this base coat. Okay, this is just a base gel that is going to allow you to fix imperfections on the natural nails. So I actually tried to use it a little bit more like a structure gel in this application, but actually, if you're in my Master Gel Nails course, this would be a build zero technique that we would use on the nails with this particular gel. So again, it was me experimenting, me trying it out, and after having done my nails, I can tell you that is definitely a base gel that is just for self-leveling imperfections and creating a smooth surface for natural nail lengths between like short and medium nail length, okay? But definitely not a structure gel. I wouldn't use it as a structure gel by grabbing a big dollop of gel and swinging it back and forth and all that. You might see me doing it here, but it was kind of experimental. But the viscosity of this is just beautiful, and so far so good as far as like no premature lifting. So that tells me that I did everything right, that this is not a temperamental base coat that just sort of like over anything just sort of lifts. I'm super excited about this one. Honestly, first impression, I know this is going to be a favorite. And again, if you just try to structure too much with it, it's just going to go flat and kind of widen up. It's going to get a little heavy. You will notice that on my middle finger when I self-level it a little bit. I tried to kind of structure it a little bit and it didn't work out. It was too much gel, but you'll see that when I file the nails. Now, the other thing that's pretty cool is that usually you should not file a soft gel base. So I should have gotten my shape in, and then my final shape, you guys saw me do a pre-shape by cutting the edges, but I should have gotten my final shape and then applied it and then just finished it off with top coat. But you're gonna see that I applied my base after just having a rough shape, and then I'm going to perfect the shape. You don't usually want to do that with a soft gel. Again, this might be a little bit more advanced talk, so this is why I encourage you to join us inside the Master Gel Nails course if you haven't, because there is so much to know about gel than just like, hey, try this one, try that one, try the other one. So for those of you who are in Master Gel Nails, you will get it. When I say a build 0, this is just a base gel, this is just for self-leveling, you'll get it. All right, before moving on, I gotta tell you, I had to go take a little dinner break, and then I came back to finishing the nails, and here they are. I wiped off the sticky layer before leaving to my dinner, obviously, and I'm going to shape them now. So we're just going to continue. What you've missed is me wiping off the tacky layer, but we are game on part 2 to finishing these nails. Now this is where I mentioned that I didn't really love my middle finger. Like, it got a little heavy with the base gel because I was trying to use it like a structure overlay. So I'm thinning it down, and I also found that it kind of like dropped to the sides of the nail plate, making the nail plate look a little wide and bulky. So yes, here I am trying to make up for that bulkiness by reducing it with my sponge puffer. And really, I'm just now tidying up everything. This is kind of optional using your sponge puffer, but you'll notice that it'll just flush everything so nice. So yeah, it's optional. Again, I would have probably done my shaping during my prep with this particular base gel. Now that I know its consistency, its formulation, its viscosity, how it feels like. And yeah, it's certainly more of a base gel only, not a base and builder. Fantastic though. I've been waiting for a base coat like this for so long. Friends, we are nearing the finish line, and this is one of Kokoist's latest releases, this particular collection of magnet gel. And I'm going to be using their magnet also because it's a high power magnet. It's also a long magnet, so if you're working with long nails, this is going to be very helpful. And what I'm going to do is actually apply a thin coat of this on all of my nails and cure. There are a couple different ways to do this. You can actually do 2 coats of the magnet gel, cure in between, so apply the gel, magnetize it, and then cure it, and then do it again on all of the nails, apply the gel, magnetize, and cure it. But I wanted to try something a little different since I do have a little bit of pink base underneath. I was thinking if I just apply a coat of this without magnetizing it and curing it, it should cover my pink a little bit. So that was the thought process behind applying a thin coat and curing it without magnetizing it. Okay, now I'm going to magnetize the gel. So I'm going to apply the coat, don't cure it, and then I'm going to use the magnet to get a pattern going that I like, and I'm going to keep it the same. Basically magnetize one side of the nail and then use the white part of my magnet to sort of create a full magnetization of the nail. And you have to do this one nail at a time, because if you even do 2 nails at a time, your magnet is going to mess with the nail that you're not wanting to mess with quite yet. So you do have to do this process of magnetizing the gel 1 nail at a time. Now, I do have to say that in the past I have done again, that process of like apply the gel, magnetize, cure, and then repeat it on every single nail. And I didn't notice a big difference by just doing 1 coat of magnetization, if you would. Maybe there is, but it was not huge for me. I actually like what I did this time. Really liked it. And again, the difference was not so much. So saving all of those steps was very good for my sanity when you're doing your nails and it's taking like 4 hours. Oh my gosh, guys. So it's time for my favorite part. I'm going to be using this builder gel by Kokoist. It's called Excel Builder, and you can do actually an array of things with this. You can overlay long nails, you can actually create extensions with it, and if you file it down thin, it is actually soak off. So it's very viscous. It's a semi-hard viscosity or texture, so it's not a true hard gel, but you can use it as a hard gel. Not a true hard gel. Again, it can be soaked off once you file it down thin, but I'm going to be using it to create these little like droplets or bubble 3D things that I just cannot get over on my nails. And what I discovered when I was doing this was that I actually really like them clear, but I had already had a bronze one on my thumb, and so I was like, what do I do? And I just thought to just sort of marry the whole design, I'm just gonna do 1 little bubble in the middle finger that is bronze burnish, so just to balance the design. But either way, really like the clear. So up until I decided to do the bubble thing on the nails, I actually really thought I was going to go with this top coat because it's a hard top gel, like a true hard top gel. It's been formulated to work with your soft gel. It's by Leafgel, which is also the brand that I use for my base gel. However, upon applying it, I realized that it was taking some of the crispness from my circles. So my circles didn't look very rounded and kind of sharp, if you would. They started to kind of get a little too thick and really losing their daintiness. So being the soft gel expert that I am, I have a few different viscosities in my mind of gels that I can use. And of course, the one that was the answer was the Leafgel non-wipe top gel. I pray they never get rid of this gel. So it was time to switch over to my trusty non-wipe top gel by Leafgel. And this is the only brand that I know that has such a top gel like this, which is just merely to gloss the nails. And let me tell you, the shine lasts so long. Now when it was time to burnish, this is a new pigment I'm using. These I got in Japan from Toys by Infinity. And I got this little sponge also in Japan. I wasn't getting like a very opaque transfer, so I'm not sure if it was the pigment or the sponge, because both play part in giving you a beautiful opaque transfer. So I did give it a go a couple times and a couple times and a couple times, and eventually picked up a little bit more pigment. But just know that I did struggle with this. It's not my go-to pigment and it's not my go-to sponge, but yeah, it still worked out. So now it is time to finish file the nails, but not how you would think. Once your top coat has gone on, you don't ever want to break the seal of your top coat by reshaping the nails, because then they can stain and chip and break and things like that. But what you can do, and I always do, is actually refine the edges, and I do so with a very low grit file and one that is very sturdy. So I'm using this one here by the brand Staleks, very high-end, very professional grade brand. And again, I just cut off a piece. I could have cut a smaller piece, but I did want you to see how it actually fits in your entire board here. And it's so thin, it allows you to get in those sidewalls and get you or your client unstuck from those sidewalls with the gel. For me, it's like this is a must after every service. Now again, I'm just working on those little sidewalls and disconnecting the skin from the gel. I do not want to reshape anything because I will break the seal and I will have trouble with my gel. But here we are, guys. Didn't they turn out stunning? I mean, this is going to go with so many different outfits. I don't have to worry about the color conflicting with anything that I'm wearing, and I'm just so excited, and I'm so glad that I kept the clear bubbles. And it is time to moisturize and take some final shots. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll link key items that I used in this video down in the description box below. If I miss anything, feel free to let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please. And also subscribe if you would like to continue growing with me in the area of soft gel nails. And if you like this video, you probably will like the one coming up next. So do consider sticking around. I'll see you in the next one, and bye for now.